Okay, these are photos that were taken when I arrived in 1975 through about 1978. This is in Kalaupapa. That's a Grandbush girl. I don't know the fellow's name. I think it's Kalaupapa. This is out at, it might be Alaloa. It's like Hans Lima up there with somebody playing. I don't know this fella. Harvey Crivello had gotten me and my friend Bob Johnson in JC's and Hui Alaloa, met Adolf, the whole crew there, Aluli, Glenn Davis and Kathy Davis, Mahelani, Carl Mawa at the Grandbushes, Richard Sawyer, the whole crew, really, really fascinating coming out of Ohio. Auntie Mary Lee, Clara Koo. This is Kupuna down at LT where they had a lot of meetings and it's kind of the center of operations. Lani Kapuni with Clara Koo. This is probably a Navy hearing. An extremely active bunch between JC's and Hui Alaloa was really cracking. There's Marion DeFries Peters in the center there with Gladys Ewan on the side. This is at a Logie, another Walter up front. Grandbush talking with Frenchie DeSoto and I'm not sure who these guys are, but a bunch of young bloods listening to the kupuna at that point. There's Hulu Mahiai, hey, Robert Beaumont, or Jerry Santos, Walter with a lot of meetings, a lot of singing, a lot of marching. Ann Riddy, Scarlett in the back, and Lori. This is down at Kanakakai Elementary. Playing baseball in Kalaupapa, or maybe Kalaupapa. And there's Robert Beaumont with Bridget Mowat. We used to have a lot of meetings down at Mowat's. Like I said, I sort of got interested in printing through a desire to print stuff for Hui Alaloa, but it didn't really work out. Ended up having to try and make a living. There's Harvey out there in the center, and my girlfriend on the right, Peggy Cousins. Had to make a living. Yeah, there's a bunch down at LT, Kupuna, marching, or coming through into Kalaupapa. Sorry about the quality. And that's out at Kuaha. Oh, and there's Mendonca. This is Mary Mendonca. Cowie up front. And Jerry Santos down Kalaupapa. Walter going to some trial with, I think, Lowenthal and Lori. Oh, there's Barbara Hansett on the side. Hey, Walter Mendez. Kupuna at LT at Liliuokalani Trust. Backyard. That's my girlfriend with her back to the camera. And Alice Kamaka, the patient on the left. Hey, Greg Helm in the center. JC guy. The Helm family very integral to Hui Alaloa and the JCs. Jane Lee over there. Dick Langer. I think it's Zenny Sawyer. Down Kalaupapa. Hey, Grandbush. I think that's Cowie. It might be Wailua and Riddy. One of many bazaars and concerts held. There's Alice staying in Kalaupapa. That's the house we all stayed in and went down. Cannon already. And I think it was South Seas folks came up and performed in the Pasqua Center down in Kalaupapa. I was just learning how to shoot camera, the old 35 millimeter. Develop my own film, and another hearing at Molokai, Kalaupapa, pretty sure. Lani Kapuni, really driven kupuna, really talking with, looks like Adolf. Adolf is very active. Aluli. Abajo. Walter. Yep. There's any Duva shell back there. Lani Kapuni. Peppy Cook with Jack Rambush. Jack and Liko Grambush were almost ever present. A. Pearl Lee on the left. Richard Sawyer. Yeah, Colette and I think that's Barbara. Leigh Hanchett, Kalipi. Hey, Walter Naki. Hey, Reynold. Hiya. Come back at me. Harvey Crivello. Oh, Gloria Sigario. Yeah, Kekama, I believe. Kekama, Kaikamaikalani Helm. Baseball in Kalaupapa. Hey, I worked with Harry James Mowat on the oral histories. Dick Langer there. His forehead, anyway. Harry James was the interviewer for the oral history. Joyce Kainoa, I kept in touch with until the last couple days. She and Liko Grambush in the center on there, and Colette would, whenever they got up and spoke, it was hellfire and brimstone. Boy, I got an Alan Murakami, I think, lawyer. They were really Auntie Harriet and Hay. When I came over and did a Makahiki Grounds tour with her, she said, "You go home and pack up and move back here." And so I did. Best move of my life. Yeah, Gussie Joao, Marion DeFries Peters, I think Harriet Smith on the far right. I think it's Harry Mitchell standing. Glenn Davis on the left there. I think it's Paul Elia standing back there. Kathy Davis on the far left. Mahialani now. Ken Yasso. Two doctors there. Kalaupapa again. Clear, Clear Coup. Hey, Judy Napoleon on the far right. Yeah, this is naval hearings. Lee. Wade Lee. Yeah, Robert Beaumont. Carl with his back. Yeah, there she is, Pearl Lee. There's Harvey turning. He was really active, real pile driver. Frenchie and Auntie Clara. Real community, very. Everybody had their opinions and their beliefs, but largely, hey, Sherman Napoleon leaning back there. But there were meetings almost every night. Carl Mowat, Hulu Mahia in the center there, wonderful man. I just really loved him. All these guys, oh man. Everybody's so young. Harry Mitchell. Billy Graham Bush's. Sweeney and Adolf up front. Little Mono playing down Kalaupapa. Adolf, recognizable on the left there. Please, if you have any comments, please try to find some way to point out people that you recognize, relatives, what have you. Now, Henry Lee on the far right back there, he was very vital to Hui Alaloa. Very quiet, but boy, he really believed Hawaii should be Hawaii. Bridget and I don't know, hey, Bernard Punaki, patient, very activist patient in Kalaupapa. Jerry. I think it's probably Ken up front. Again, I apologize for the quality. The negatives, I believe, are going to be with Ms. Lima. Hey, Wilfred Imamura, he showed up for meetings in Imamura's store. Mary Lee. Hey, Donna Blevins standing up. Down Kalaupapa. It might be Ren on the far right. Ren Westcott. Sisters. Oh, Martin Kai speaking. Liko. Real firebrand. She was a dynamo. Yeah. Oh, there's James Wilder was Howley in that last photo in the center. He was over here working for, I believe, Time magazine. Hey, there's Mac and Adolf. Mac Boy. Oh, This is the Kalipi kid, and I think it might be Gandhi or somebody, I don't know. George Peabody. More flash. Glenn. Pearl. Pulamalima. She should have the negatives when I go. I've just been through kind of cultural revolution in Ohio. Ohio State University rioting like mad, Kent State, all that. That was tapering off. I moved over here. Hawaiian the cultural renaissance over here. Dougie Lope standing there. It was full blossom. Oh, really exciting days. Really fun to live through. Quite blessed. Oh, there's Ruby Camara bending over that chair back there. Kalaupapa. Marcia Camaro, a historian, Kalamula historian with Camaro family. Carl up front. Glenn and I'm not sure who's cleaning deer. I came in feeling like I should be tarred and feathered, run out of town, but more accepted here than I was in where I came from in many respects. The level of discourse and tolerance in Ohio has always been very on the razor's edge, really deeply conservative, religious, and basically rather intolerant of anybody else's opposing views or individual differences. And I came over here and at that point was extremely tolerant, maybe beat down, but much more accepting and loving. And I didn't care if it was a complete act. It was, if you act a certain way, sometimes your heart goes along with it. And definitely got that feeling here. Harvey up front there, he's really a good friend. Harry James and I ended up, and Ron Sakamoto ended up interviewing Anti-Harriet Ney and Mary Lee, Little Bit Clericu, the Kupuna that were sitting there, Marion DeFries Peters, several Kupuna on Molokai, and it was really enlightening. I was working for Sid Kent's newspaper called Molokai, and so I got to travel all over the island and kind of had an excuse to talk to people. So businesses and activists were relatively open to conversation. I'm seeing some doubles here. There's Harry James, Mullet. Harry passed way too early. Like maybe 30 years ago. I think Georgiana Kapatikan was in that last one. She was running Queen Leola Kalani Children's Center when I first got here. Very bright lady. Colette. Mac. That's something up at the high school, probably a concert, maybe Macaw Sons of Niihau. Kalaupapa. The fellow that Terry Hill that helped me do this, he took the films and made them into digital files. Said, you really don't have to have your name on there, but I got kind of irritated by people coming up and say, "Oh, look at these photos," and I'd say, "Well, yeah, I shot those," and they'd say, "No, these." I said, "No, I did. I'm not bragging. I don't really want to brag. I just get tired of having to explain to people that I shot the photos and they can believe me. So just figure out, just put my tag on them." Sherman Napoleon, musician, father, Hui Alaloa man. That's an LT. I kind of know the guy's name. One Mendez girl, I think. I don't know about that one. I think I shot that. Kathy Davis with Luli. Oh yeah, I do have doubles in here. I'm sorry. Old man Walter Riddy was back to the camera, and Ann. So I had access to Sid Kent's Darkroom in his garage on Seaside Place. Hadn't really run the right there. And Senny Sawyer and Lori Riddy wanted to make the calendar, so we went in there for a few days and made prints for many hours, and then they made a collage and made the calendar. There's a few surviving examples. Walt Naki, Alice Wu on the other side there, Sherman. It's Yasso, Mike Yasso, Yulo, Mike Yulo, the beekeeper, Lani Kapuni. Ron Sakamoto there standing. Really, really integral to getting the oral history thing going, and extremely helpful, generous character. Hey, Cricket Chung. Harvey. Carl, Luli, and Glenn. Bob Johnson standing there. So we had the printing presses, and that were down in an old building at Grandbushes for a while, and we tried setting them up there, but pretty difficult. I ended up moving out to Pool Hoku Ranch and setting up a shop out there, and ended up the Hui Alaloa broke up. I think it changed to Protect Kalaupapa Ohana, and then there was an internal rift and pretty much broke up at that point. So really couldn't do much printing for him. And Mary Rollins back at that table, another dynamo. Jenny in the middle, and Molly Tengon on the right. Hubbard. This is Mary Brown that worked for ABC magazine, some magazine television that they had. Oh boy, I did really double down. Oh, the two Napoleon girls, Berta and Nanette. Joyce. It's Kalaupapa. Duck Lopes.